Hi everyone, my name is Destiny. Today I will be demonstrating for you how to effectively perform dog CPR. I am actually dog and cat CPR first aid certified as of last year. You can do dog CPR too by just 4 simple steps. The first one being evaluating your dog's condition. Second, determining the airways, either if it's closed or open. The third, removing an obstruction from the airway if it is obstructed. And the fourth, doing CPR itself. Now let's get started. The first step is to accurately evaluate your dog's condition. Now, in order to do this, it's important that we recognize the signs for cardiopulmonary arrest, which are loss of consciousness, no breathing or agonal breathing, and no pulse. Now, the way we figure out those basically by these few steps. So loss of consciousness is easy. You just call out to the dog. You can tap it or make a sound. Obviously, if I do that, he will respond. But say that your dog doesn't respond, then on to the next thing, which is check for signs of breathing. And so you'll do that by placing your hand over the chest and feeling it rise and fall. That's basically them expanding the chest cavity and them breathing. You can also just look right here, and the angle's not that great, but right here, I can actually see a rise and fall in his breathing. And so let's say that that doesn't check out either, then the last thing is for pulse. Now, if the two things don't check out, you can just go straight into CPR and you can skip the pulse. It's actually recommended you do that because you don't want to wait any longer to do CPR. But just for the demonstration, we can go into checking for a pulse as well. And you can do that by either feeling their heart, which is generally, you want to get their left arm right here, bend it, the end of their elbow. So his heart is right about here, and I can feel it beating, so you can feel it like that. Or you can check the femoral artery, which is lifting this leg up right here, and it's more inside the thigh right there, and I can feel that as well. So again, if any of these, if the 2 out of 3 of these don't check out, again, go straight into CPR. But the next step will be checking for the airway and seeing if it's either open or closed. Now, the second step is to determine whether your dog's airways are either closed or open. And to do this, we're going to administer 2 rescue breaths. And now the way to do rescue breaths are basically using your hands to create a tight seal around the muzzle, which is the nose and the mouth area. And so you're going to do basically this, and then you're going to blow into their nostrils 2 times. And you want to make sure you're doing that well and no air is escaping. And you want to make sure also that you're angling yourself to where you can watch their chest. And the reason we do that is so that we can see a rise and a fall in their chest. If you see that, that's a good sign. That means that your dog's airways are open and you can go into CPR. Now, if you don't see that, either your seal isn't shut enough or it means that the dog's airways are obstructed. Now, this is how you would do it. And again, notice I was keeping my eye on the chest. Now, again, if it does a rise and a fall, that's great. If not, either tighten the seal or it's obstructed. And if it is obstructed, the next step would be to either do manual removal of the obstruction or go into the Heimlich Maneuver. The third step is how to remove an obstruction if you find out that their airway is obstructed by either manually or doing the Heimlich Maneuver. And so you want to have them laying on their side still, gently lift their head upward and open their mouth gently. And with their mouth open, you want to actually take out their tongue and have it go to the side. And obviously I can't do that with him, but say that his mouth is still open, his tongue is on his side. I want to be able to look inside, and I can use my finger to sweep the inside of the mouth, and that will basically allow me to potentially touch the obstruction and even dislodge it. If you're not able to manually take the obstruction out, it's either stuck or you just can't reach, whatever the case may be, you can go into the Heimlich Maneuver. And so by doing that, you want to find the highest part of their chest, which is generally right about here in this area. So you want to make a double fist. So you're gonna put your left or your right hand out, put the other one on top and close to make a fist like this. And you're gonna want to make a thrust going forward and up. And the idea is to make the obstruction go out. And so you'll be doing that right where the highest part of the chest is. And so you'll do a quick and hard thrust. I'm obviously not gonna go full throttle with it because he's fine, but you want to do that at least twice and then administer 5 rescue breaths. And you want to be able to see a rise and fall. Remember, you want to angle yourself to where you can see it. And once you do that, hopefully the obstruction gets dislodged or it comes out. And so after you do that, the next step would be to do full chest compressions and incorporate the rescue breaths. The fourth and final step is how to appropriately deliver chest compressions and rescue breaths. So basically the CPR process itself. And so you want to start off with your dog laying on its side again, just like the other steps. And so before you actually deliver the chest compressions, there are a few rules that you need to follow. So any dogs over 25 pounds, you have to place your hands actually at the highest point of their chest. Any dogs under 25 pounds, you need to actually place your hands right at their heart. Again, you do that by bending their front leg, and where their elbow ends is right generally where the heart is. And there is an exception. So barrel-chested dogs, such as a bulldog, you need to actually lay them on their back and deliver the chest compressions at the base of the sternum. And again, those methods are just the most effective for those types of dogs and the sizes. And so I know this dog model is not great, but I will actually be placing my hands right above the heart. And so you want to position your hands similar to the Heimlich Maneuver. So you want to start with your left or your right hand, and then put the other over and kind of do like a fist on the top, not really a double fist like we do with the Heimlich Maneuver. So you want to do that and place your hand wherever it is fit for. So again, I'll be doing where the heart is. So you want to do about 100 to 120 chest compressions per minute. And I know that sounds like a lot, but there's actually a tune called Staying Alive by the Bee Gees that you can follow, and that actually gives you a rhythm and helps you do that per minute. And so you really want to do 30 chest compressions and then 2 rescue breaths, and that's 1 cycle. And you want to do that for about 2 minutes, and then at the 2-minute mark you can check for a pulse. If there is no pulse, you want to continue with the 30 chest compressions and 2 rescue breaths until you either get a pulse or until 10 to 20 minutes. And so again, I'll be placing my hands like this, like so, above the heart. And you don't want to be doing this motion. That's not how you want to do that. You want to lean forward a bit and then it's kind of in the hips. So you want to do that again, 30. So say I'm on 29, 30, then do 2 rescue breaths. Then you keep doing that. As the 2-minute mark hits, check for a pulse. Congrats! Now you know how to effectively perform dog CPR. Just to recap, the 4 steps are evaluating your dog's condition, determining whether their airways are closed or open, removing the obstruction if the airway is obstructed, and 4, doing CPR itself. Remember, pets are family. Of course, no one wants to be in this situation, but it's important to know. I hope this demonstration leaves you feeling confident in the face of an emergency. Thank you.